All right, what's up, boys? We're back in the Carolina playbook. We're going to show you the next play. The first couple setups, a couple plays with multiple setups was out of this flanker under play. I promise you the best run out of this formation, and then I'm going to show you my next favorite play as well. We'll cover the run first. Actually, I messed up the audible, so I got to change that. But my favorite run here is the halfback blunt dive. And it's really a combination. You come to the line, you see what kind of defense he's in, and then you make your audibles. So I'll show you here in a second how to set up your audibles. But something like this, I mean, you got the leverage to the right, so I would just flip it right real quick. Nothing really moves when you flip this run, and it's a really good stock run, really. But when you start mixing in the same audible or motion that we've been doing with Landry, it really gets interesting. So something like this, you already have 3 linemen on the right of the center and 2 linemen on the left of the center. So to get the numbers, I like to continue with the same motion and snap it when Landry gets right about to the outside, and he kind of seals the edge. You know how practice mode is with the block sheds, but I promise you this works in game, and it really gets some big gainers. Let's see if I can get it going here for you. But it's the halfback blunt dive, and then you motion, and you can flip it to either side, and you can actually snap it with Landry on the other side. If you kind of just snap it when he's still on the right, you see him seal the edge there. So mix it up depending on how the defense looks. Something like this, I would just run it to the weak side because he's only got 1 linebacker there, and I wouldn't even worry about the motion, and you're going to get some big yards. I held turbo there. You do not want to hold turbo until you really just want to run straight. But, yeah, this is how you want the audibles. I love the stick play because if they start getting into some zone blitzes, if they start, a lot of exotic blitzes and defenses, the simple things, you got to go back to the basics. Keep it simple, stupid. The stick will beat a lot of different coverages. It's underestimated because it's not a big gainer play. But that stick route, especially the X route where he just sits down, be surprised how many zone blitzes that beats. So I love to have stick in there. Where's my audibles? Oh, you gotta open up the formation first. Stick, halfback blunt dive, jet 6, soar, and Salem are both passes I'm going to cover eventually. So those are my 4 audibles, and then I like to come out in the flanker under. So just like that. Come out in the flanker under. We'll run it against random, and I'll show you kind of my way of thinking when I come to the line here. Right here actually looks like a pretty good time to run stick. So I would switch it to stick, and I always like to put Landry in a flat when I'm running stick. Your reads are really going to be R1 first, then square, and then X. I could kind of tell that he's not. See how X just gets open for 5 to 10 yards there? You could kind of tell when he's in a zone blitz, and he's not going to be able to cover all these routes. This looks like a cover 3, maybe a man blitz. So this right here, I would probably run my Salem play, and I'll go ahead and cover this setup for you here now. What I like to do here is drag Landry, and then we're going to do the same motion. So it stays uniform with the flanker underplay, and we're going to motion snap him, and that's going to give us a nice little drag route coming back to the right. First read's always going to be triangle. Next read's going to be that R1 on the drag, and then the third read on the Salem play will be circle coming in on the delayed. And then it also has that X route. I love that X route. That just shreds cover 2 and cover 3. The only way to stop that is really cover 4, man defense, or usering it. But let's say I came back out and he's in this defense. I kind of see an opening for the blunt dive right here to the right side. So it's audible the blunt dive, and then playmaker it to the right. Don't forget to throw a ID the mic even during run plays. I feel like it helps the blocking for sure. And then here I would start the motion so he thinks you're passing. But I wouldn't let Landry get all the way to the left. Let's just snap it when he's right to the edge of the right line, and that's just going to help him seal the edge. And I was just a split second away from gashing him up the middle, but Campbell got me. Right here, he's kind of vulnerable to the left side, a lot of openings. So I would probably honestly do something like this, because that left side looks weak. So I'm going to throw 3 routes over there between square, X, and circle. I feel like one of these will beat the zone, and it does. So it's kind of like you know, I hate to come on here and be like, this play will beat every single defense. That's not true, because there's so many adjustments your defense can make. But it's a matter of coming out and having these 3 or 4 plays and knowing which one to call depending on the look the defense is giving you. Right here, I would run the blunt dive to the weak side, make him think you're passing with this motion to the left, let him get a little bit out there so he seals the edge, and gash him up the middle. My stick skills are weak right now. I mean, some of you would be getting a lot more yards with these holes. Right here, he's pressing Callaway. So this is where I would go to this Jet 6 Soar play and just kind of streak both R1 and square since he's pressing, and I'll have X underneath and then circle on the comeback. R1's wide open. There we go. So, you know, it's not one size fits all. You got to know where the defense is weak, and you got to have 3 or 4 plays out of the same formation to attack different sides of the field, and that's the name of the game. I know this video is a little bit longer, but I'm just trying to explain to y'all my way of thinking. This is how I win a lot of games consistently in the playoffs in my leagues, because this is how you play the game of chess. You got to have the schemes, number one, then you got to know how to implement them, which I think is way more important. But just cover these last setups. So here, because I do have a few more setups I didn't cover yet for these pass plays, let's go back to this Jet 6 Soar play. What I like to do here sometimes is create a little mesh concept with R1, put them on a slant, do the same motion, and motion snap them. You're going to have X and R1 on little crossers. If they cover the underneath routes, you'll have square on the delayed dig. I love that because that just breaks zones. The user's always going to be drawn, his eyes are going to be drawn to which route comes open first. So he's going to suck down as a user. And then if one of those drags doesn't get open, you'll have square on the delay. So I love that play with that setup. And then one more setup with the Salem, kind of the same idea. This Salem play, you could put R1 on a slant instead of a drag. And watch this. This is like a glitch. So when R1, when he gets over to the right side of the field with his route, if he's open, he'll keep running like that. So you're good. I could have probably even waited a little bit longer to hit him. But if that corner over there by Higgins, if that corner's over there and it's kind of like blocking Landry from getting open, Landry just stops. And then Circle comes wide open. Landry will like stop and freeze 2 zones. But if he's open, which is great. And you could get a big gainer. But if he's in a zone where there's like a hook and a purple over there, Landry's going to freeze both zones. I got to get it to work here at least once to show you what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain. But if he's going to be covered, he just stops. Oops. I mean, right there, triangle was the read. I'm trying to force it to show you what I'm talking about here. Triangle's still always your first read, and then look at R1 on this Salem play. This is a cover 3, so this should do what I'm talking about. Landry should just sit down, and Circle's going to get open. No, R1's still getting open, and that's a big gainer. Which you probably want it to happen like this, preferably, because you're going to get a lot more yards. But of course, the way it was happening when I was labbing it, it's not doing it for y'all on the live video. Alright, right here, you should... no. But what I'm trying to say is if Landry freezes right there with the user and then he takes the corner's attention, Circle gets open. But Circle got open there anyway. So this is an all-around great play. Actually kind of like Salem better with the slant rather than the drag. Just snap it when he's a little closer to the line. It really allows Triangle to get open too. I'll put the setups in the description, fellas. I hope you enjoy.